What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today I got to talk about what is being spoken about all throughout the Washington diaspora. All the talk is about Myles Garrett and, what people would give up for Myles Garrett and what type of player would Myles Garrett be, and is it worth it, and compensation for him and everything like that. And the big question is, what would you be, what would you give up, to get Myles Garrett? And there were things that people were saying that I just could not in my wildest imagination believe that people were feeling like, like feeling generous when it came to giving up draft picks and players. Like, that was like absolutely amazing to me. And to be quite honest, I'm one of the few people that it's like, look, I understand. We got our young superstar rookie quarterback on his first year, on his first deal. And we have to take advantage of it now before it's time to pay him. The thing about it is that at what cost do you run the chance of actually getting a player who, by the way, still has 2 years left on his deal, which isn't bad. But the problem I have is that what people are saying they're willing to give up, to me, is a lot. Now I saw that, I heard that there was the talk of one being 2 first-round picks, a second or a third-round pick, and Brandon Coleman or Daron Payne. Now, the thing about Brandon Coleman is that he's another standout rookie for us. He actually had a very good rookie season. Even though a lot of people were down on him, when he became the full-time starter, when Cornelius Lucas got hurt and he became the full-time starter, he didn't give up a lot of sacks. He didn't do a lot of things that got him in trouble. He was actually very good blocking Jaden Daniels' blind side. He did a fantastic job over there. So you're talking about last year we had 3 standout rookies for ourselves. And you're talking about the 2 most important ones in a quarterback and a left tackle did phenomenally. And understand that even with that, Brandon Coleman came into the season injured. So he was actually recovering from the injury the entire season. And he came from the college season to the NFL season. So now next year he'll have a full off season where he'll probably more than likely get fully healed, and we're going to see a completely different player. So imagine that with him with a technically still kind of like an injury year, he still did enough to showcase well enough to go into the following season to be just as stellar. So for me, hell no. I'm not one of those guys that's going to give up a Brandon Coleman after the season he just had with understanding what he could be in the future. Not only that, I mean, if you're going to trade an offensive tackle away, you got to get one back. And I'm pretty sure the Cleveland Browns isn't going to give you Myles Garrett and DeJuan Jones. They're not going to do that. So, yeah, no. You can't get an offensive tackle. Next thing, I also heard that people was talking about Mikey Sanders still. Well, Cleveland has a lot of defensive backs and stuff like that. But, no, that's a young guy who we initially drafted to be our slot cornerback, who basically did so well in his rookie season that he moved to outside. And understand, our starting corners at the beginning of the season were not our starting quarters when we made our run. And understand that to me is a big thing again. So no, our young talent is not to be touched. Even when you think about Quan Martin, who will actually be a free agent the following season, he's one that you're going to have to try your best to keep around as well. Even though I will say that there are some safeties in this draft that I really do like, and you got some free agent guys that are up this year, like Javon Holland out of Miami. Even though he's injured pretty often, but still, those type of players are out there. But when it comes to Myles Garrett, and it comes to the amount of things that people are talking about giving up, I feel like Michael Corleone from The Godfather, when he told the commissioner, and the commissioner said, "What are you willing to give up?" And he said, "I'll tell you my answer now. Nothing." Yes, I know that sounds crazy, especially when you're applying it to Myles Garrett. Our draft picks are more valuable now than they were before. And you know why? One, we're picking very late. So in all honesty, when it comes down to us, we're not even in the real sweepstakes for Myles Garrett. Because Cleveland is going to be looking to sit up there and fleece a team that has higher first round picks. We're picking at 29 next year. And understand this, if the Cleveland Browns are willing to accept our 29th overall pick, that means we're the driving force for the trade. I mean, because understand this, if Cleveland if Cleveland's only options for a first round pick is the 29th overall pick, then we're completely in the driver's seat and we can offer whatever the hell we want. That means we can sit up there and offer them, okay, we'll give you the 29th overall pick because we do need that edge pass rusher that can seal the edge. We do need that. And we'll throw in a 4th round pick. Maybe a 7th to top it off. And no, you won't get a player. Or you can have, because you're talking about even with that, why would you want to trade Daron Payne at a time where you'll be adding Myles Garrett? You'll have Myles Garrett, Jonathan Allen, and Daron Payne on the line at the same time. Now, I will say this. You will have to give up one of those salaries because you can't have all of them on big numbers. Because I think Myles Garrett number is almost 30 or close to 30. I think he's almost 30 or at 30 because I think he signed this deal 5 years ago. So, no, I think he just signed this deal 3 years ago. I think he signed this deal 3 years ago. So, I think his number is pretty high up there as well. So, you're talking about 20 million, 20, everybody making over 20 million on that. You can't have that. So, somebody will have to go. But, and it'll have to be either Jonathan Allen or Daron Payne. More than likely, they will probably go after Payne. But then, because if the fact that he's one, younger, and two, Jonathan Allen, more than likely, you talking about he's probably down to his last contract. So, again, you're not going to be in that situation where you're going to be able to really benefit from trading the guy. But, again, if Cleveland's only options is the factor of the 29th overall pick, then we can give him whatever we want. Like I said, I'm not trading 2 first-round picks for no Myles Garrett. I understand how great he is. I understand he's one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL. I get all that, but not at 2 first-round picks. A lot of y'all don't remember those slim years when we sat up there and traded all those first-round picks for RG3 and how that worked out for us. We traded a lot of those first-round picks, and I think we also traded a lot of our second-round picks. And understand this, that those lean years was not nice to us at all. To not be picking in the first round for what was it, 3 straight years? Was it 2 straight years or 3 straight years? And then we gave up a second round pick, which hindered us even more. So those lean years of not picking in the first round really did a number on us. 2013, not picking in the first round, that didn't do well for us. 2013, 2014, I think 2014, 2014, I don't think we picked in the first round of 2014 either. So yeah, those lean years were not nice years for us. So yeah, we're definitely giving up 2 first round picks. No, that can't happen. Especially, again, when you do have a guy, yes, he's on his rookie deal, but yeah, you do have an opportunity to keep building to something special. Because even with that, think about when he does, because he's going to be a superstar. He's going to need people around him. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs sit up there and they might have a guy here, but all their talent is pretty homegrown. Pretty much their base of their talent is all homegrown. When you think of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, Nick Bolton, Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, that's all their own guys that they drafted. So yeah, I wouldn't want to give up. I wouldn't want to give up a large chunk of our future just for one guy. So no. At the end of the day, I'm just being honest. There's no way in hell I'm giving up 2 first round picks, a 3rd round pick, and a player. That's too much to give up. Way too much to give up. And understand this. There has been time. We saw what happened when the 49ers basically told us they were giving us nothing. They got Trent Williams for a 5th round pick. Let me repeat that. When the 49ers told Washington they were giving them nothing, we got a 5th round pick for Trent Williams. That's the type of mentality you need to have with a Myles Garrett situation. We're offering nothing, but if you want something, we'll give you this. And that's how we need to go about it. And again, if it comes down to that, where Cleveland has no choice but to reach out to us, who has a 1st round pick, the number 29th pick overall, we are in the driver's seat, and there's nothing Cleveland can say other than thank you for your 29th overall pick and your 4th round pick and either Daron Payne or Jonathan Allen. Thank you. And messing with them, they probably would want a young guy, maybe like Johnny Newton or something like that, but even then you'll say no. But you know what? You might would be okay with getting rid of Johnny Newton because there's a bunch of defensive tackles in this upcoming draft that's coming out. And I'll let you guys know about them when I do my draft show. And then Cooper Kupp. Now, the Cooper Kupp situation, there's no way in hell I would make it. Again, Cooper, if anybody says, hey, what would you give up a Cooper Kupp, a 6th round pick? The end. That's as far as I'm going with Cooper Kupp. Because you're talking about an oft-injured wide receiver who basically is dangerous in the slot, but you got to hope that he plays enough for him to be dangerous. Then he's already aging. He's gotten to the point where Puka Nacua came in and basically took over the position. They didn't need Cooper Kupp anymore. Not only that, Puka Nacua was flexible to play on the ends in the slot and also on the outside. So they didn't need Cooper Kupp anymore. So if the Rams are willing to trade Cooper Kupp, then again, no, you don't want nothing like that. He's aging. He's aging himself out. And again, the draft has a lot of slot guys that are young and are better. I'm going to say this guy's name, but Restrepo out of Miami. That's a pretty good slot guy who'll be on a rookie deal. So, I mean, again, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it. So when y'all sit up there and y'all ask me, John, what would you give up? In the words of Michael Keion, nothing. Especially if you got to come, especially when the 29th overall pick is the only option you got, nothing. I'll give you that first round pick and I'll give you a fourth round pick. And depending on how I feel, just to trade off a salary, I might give you a defensive tackle. But you ain't getting none of my young guys. Nah, you ain't getting that. Because even that is too valuable to be given away. Y'all tell me how y'all think. What do y'all feel about what I say? What is what I said too much? Because I'm saying I wouldn't give up nothing, especially when you come down here. And I'm not saying absolutely nothing, but I'm saying I'm not about to give up 2 first-round picks. I'm not about to give up a 3rd rounder or a 2nd rounder. Just no. Hell no. Hell no. And still have to pay him too? Nah, that ain't happening. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune. Like, comment, and subscribe. Get those numbers up. Get those likes up. I need y'all to get those likes up. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. This has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.